Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is a pretty huge day because we are going to our CPA so that we can file our 2019 taxes. As you guys know or may not know if you're new, I have been making money online since 2017. However, I started making money late in 2017. So by the time it was time for us to file our 2017 taxes, the few $100s that I had earned online didn't really make that big of a difference. So as far as in 2018, when we were filing our 2017 taxes, it was a little complicated because we were just married and, you know, trying to get used to filing jointly. That would have been our second time filing jointly, I think, or filing married. So that was a little tricky, but for the most part, it's pretty simple. We just had W-2s, you know, from our jobs. I did, however, report that income, but I just didn't get any like formal document from Google, which is where the money had come from YouTube, because I hadn't earned enough. You have to earn 600 or more before they will send you a 1099, and so I had only earned like $300-400. So filing 2017 taxes in 2018 was a breeze. It was a little bit more complicated in 2019 when we were filing 2018 taxes, because that is when I really did start to earn. And I had been earning from YouTube and other sources throughout the entire 2018, but at the end of 2018 is when I started my Etsy shop, and that is very profitable. But because I started it in November, it wasn't really super tricky for me because I had only been in a shop owner in business for a very short while. So of course I didn't get a W-2 from Etsy, or I didn't get anything from Etsy. Again, I still did have to report that income. I did get W-2s, 1099, sorry, and 1099 forms from YouTube and other income sources. But again, filing taxes in 2019 for 2018 was pretty much a breeze as well. A little bit more complicated, but nothing like I anticipate filing 2019 taxes to be. So I called up our CPA, who we have been going to for years since we've been married, a couple of days ago, and we scheduled for today. And so I already know the stuff that he wants because we've been going there for years. So I'm just gonna share with you guys what I'm taking to our CPA appointment. And again, this one's gonna be really tricky because I earned probably like 5-6 times more than I did in 2018. So in 2019, I earned 5 or 6 times more online than I did in 2018. So things are gonna be a little tricky. I'm a little nervous. When I asked him last year if we needed to start like filing quarterly, he said not really, because again, we hadn't really earned that much online. So he didn't really recommend that. I think that he's gonna recommend something differently now. After he sees how much we have earned, he'll probably tell us that we need to start paying quarterly, or it would make more sense. So I'm fully anticipating that, and I'm okay with that, but I don't really know. Because now that we've purchased the house, I know that's gonna play a huge part in, you know, what we end up owing every year. So I don't know, but let me just share with you guys what I have. So what I do throughout the year is I track all of my business expenses. That includes travel expenses, or like different subscriptions that I have for my business. Anything business related, I actually track that, and I usually do that within our regular budget. So it just makes sense to just have a business category and input all of the business expenses just like I would every other expense. I track all of our expenses. It's the way that we find success in budgeting and managing our money, so that is what we do. And so therefore, the issue then becomes compiling all of that into a sheet that I can take to my CPA, because he doesn't want receipts and all of that. He just wants to know all of the business expenses, and he does want me to categorize them, take all those expenses and categorize them for, you know, travel or subscriptions or whatever the case is. He does want them categorized. So I'm just gonna share with you guys what I do. So I take all of the numbers and I plug them into an Excel spreadsheet, and I have 5 or 6 different tabs. So the first tab that I have is travel and speaking. It looks like this, and again, I just take all of my numbers from all the expenses that I have tracked, and then I just plug them into the Excel worksheet. Again, he doesn't want all of my food receipts from my travel, you know, from my business travel. He just wants to know how much, like the aggregate total for all of that. So anywho, that is what I have done. So I have travel and speaking. I have electronics and equipment, and that includes stuff like a new camera, a new cutting machine, just things that I purchase for the upkeep of my channel and my Etsy shop and my business overall. I also have subscriptions and online tools such as banners, or if I buy something from Fiverr or Acuity that I pay for, which is how people book coaching sessions and whatnot. I also have Etsy shipping and fees. That's easy to track. I just go right to Etsy and take that information and plug it in here. So that's quite easy. And then I have income. So obviously he wants this too. I do have like pretty much a W-2 or a 1099 or something from all of the different companies, but I do still put all of the income here because I do report any in-person coaching that I do or online coaching, and I report outside sales, like sales for my products outside of Etsy. So I report all of that. So I just compile it all into a single document and I hand it to him, and he can cross-reference it if he wants to. So that is what I do. It's super easy. I did explore QuickBooks. I'm using a free trial right now. I don't like it, so that's out. It's still February, so I still have I feel like a couple weeks or so to kind of figure out what system I may try. I'm wanting something different. I don't like QuickBooks. I think I found one. I don't know, I have to like figure it out and let you guys know, but I definitely want something that connects to our bank account so I don't have to manually enter in all of these expenses again. But either way, I still track all of them, you know, myself, and do bookkeeping that way. So it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but obviously if I can find something easier, then that's what I'm gonna do. So those are all of the categories that I have. So I printed off all of those, and then I'm just gonna take those, hand those to him. Another thing is he wants to know typically how much inventory I have left over. So I just report to him the actual products, the completed products that I have left over, the actual inventory, and the value of those. And also I then report the products that I used to make the completed products. So like ink and stuff like that, because I sell stationery. So I report that to him as well. What I do know, I know a little bit about this. What I do know is that sometimes you can go that route where you share your inventory, and then there's another route that you can go. I'm not gonna get all into it because I'm no CPA. Don't take my advice or anything, but I don't know which route he's gonna go, so I just am giving him the information. Also, you guys, just to kind of share with you guys everything that we have, literally, these are all of our tax documents. It's literally a whole stack. And so I am taking, in no particular order, my health coverage 1095B, my husband's Lyft summary from 2019, and his Uber summary from 2019, as well as expenses for that. I'm taking my W-2 from my full-time job that I had all of 2019. We are taking W-2s from both of my husband's full-time jobs that he had at separate times in 2019. So those are going as well. We have a 1099 miscellaneous from Google, AKA YouTube. So I'm taking that. I am taking 1099 miscellaneous forms for Chime and Carousel, Amazon, and the Bank Corp. That's a 1099 interest income. I got interest for that, but that's like a way that I earn money online. I have a 2019 1099K form for Etsy. I have, my husband won a MacBook at work, but nothing comes free, obviously. You have to pay taxes on that. So I have that form. They sent that to him. That's a 1099 miscellaneous. I have my husband's 1098E student loan interest. I have my 2019 1098E for student loan interest. I have our annual tax and interest statement for the house that we bought. Now, we did close on our house at the end of December, so technically we have paid some interest. So they sent us a document, so I'm gonna turn in that. And then last but not least, I have here a 1095C health insurance offer and coverage for my husband. Yes, because I did not mention that earlier. I'm like, why? Okay, yeah, I did not mention that earlier. Now, I just realized, you guys, I try to write down, like anytime I earn money online, if I know they're gonna send me a document, some kind of 1099 or something, I try to write that down. Of course, if I earn money and I don't get a 1099 form, or if I'm not gonna get one, if it's just like a one-time thing, then I will write that down in income and report that as well. But like, I do try to keep track of everything, but I'm realizing there's a document that I think we're missing. Oh, well, we don't really need that document, but to report the, what we have for our retirement contributions. We don't really need that document because it's on our W-2s, so it's not really necessary, I don't think. We're about to see. I think that they can take that information from the W-2s, why not? I feel like that's something. I don't know, but I don't know though. So, I don't know, so we're about to find out. So anyway, those are the documents that I have now. If we need anything more, it's really not that big of a deal. Our CPA just will email me or call and say, do you have this, do you have that? Can you send me this? Can you fax me this? Can you email me this? Scan this to email, whatever, and then we'll just do that. So, anything that we forget is really not that big of a deal, but I try to be like, ready. So, these are all of our documents. It's a whole lot, and I think that's all of them. Like I said, if I think of anything else, I will just send them to him, and that can be that. We do anticipate having a much larger bill than we had last year and the year before that. We did adjust our withholdings in 2019 to try to offset, just try to like, so that we could not owe. So basically our tax consultant was like, this is how much you owe, so let's divide this number by the amount of checks that you guys receive each month, and then have this additional amount withdrawn from your check so that at the end of the year, you may not end up owing. The issue with that is, that's all well and good if we hadn't earned more money online. But because we earned more money online, way more, we're still gonna have to end up with a tax bill. Again, I do anticipate this being very large. Very, very large, like a car's worth. I don't really know. That's what I'm anticipating, because I kind of plugged in the numbers myself using like TurboTax or something. I always do that because I like to know what I'm talking. I don't want to just give off my documents and be like, here, and then come pick up, you know, our little packet after he's filed for us, and then me not know. Like, as a business person, I don't think that's a good look. So I try to be in the know, and I try to plug in the numbers myself just to see if I can, you know, if it's that big of a difference. It usually isn't. So that's why I'm anticipating the number that I was shown is the roundabout number that we're gonna have to pay. But such is life. So I will update you guys probably when we leave, perhaps. If there's nothing really to update you guys about after that, then I will be sure to bring you guys along or chat with you guys on the day that we go back, because normally we just go back and he's filed our taxes and he gives us how much we need to pay to the state, if we need to pay the state, and to the feds if we need to pay the feds, which is always the case, that we have to end up owing the state, obviously, and the feds. So anyway, I'll let you guys know about, you know, if we are gonna start paying quarterly or what that's gonna look like. But that's just how we prepare for taxes. It normally takes me about, because I do track all of the expenses, I do cross-reference them. Like, even though I track them, 90% of our expenses are online, mainly from Amazon. So I normally just go back to Amazon and just cross-reference, make sure everything is everything. That's where our receipts are. So it's basically like cross-referencing the receipts to, you know, this big total that I'm, you know, giving to our CPA to then turn into the IRS. So you just want to make sure that you are on your P's and Q's when it comes to that. That is pretty much what I do. Simple. Takes me a day to compile everything. I mean, less than a day, you know, a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours or whatever. And then I just skip on. I call our CPA and I skip on that way and let him take it from there. So again, I will update you guys when we get more information. Bye guys. So quick update regarding our CPA visit. So, you know, he already has our file there, so, you know, we don't have to turn in like driver's licenses and stuff like that because he just has our files from the previous years. But we did talk about like paying taxes quarterly, and talked about him writing us vouchers based on estimates so that we can pay the taxes quarterly. I asked him, like, did it really matter? Like, what was the penalty? I know there's a penalty if you don't pay the taxes that you're supposed to. I know there's a penalty. We talked about the penalty. He said it was literally not that much, and that if we wanted to continue paying taxes yearly, we could, but oftentimes a lot of people have trouble coming up with the money to pay their taxes, or they have to take out another type of loan, or pay their tax bill with a credit card, or arrange payments with the IRS. And that's not the case for us. Like, we know we're gonna have a tax bill, so we just save money for it so that we can pay our tax bill without having to make payments or whatever. So I don't know if I'm gonna do the quarterly situation. I guess it'll depend. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna pay him quarterly or just continue paying them yearly, but we did explore that, which I figured this would be the year that we did explore that. So I don't know, I'll let you guys know. He said give him like a week and change. Oh, one thing is, when I had compiled all of my travel expenses like I did the year prior, that's what I did this year. And then he told me that due to new tax laws and whatnot, the food part of it was gonna be tricky, like the meal expenses for traveling. So I think they're only going to, I think the thing is that you can only get credit for like 50% of it. So not like the whole thing. So I did have to come home and send him the meal transactions from the travel expenses that I had originally given to him. So I've already done that. So now we just wait to see what this tax bill is gonna be. Honestly, he talked about a lot of the new laws that were put in place. And it kind of sounds like our bill might not be too bad. So we're gonna see. I will catch you guys up, keep you guys posted as the week and a half or whatever transpires, and just let you know any further information that we come up with, because he said whenever we come back to get our bill and whatnot, after he like works it all out, we will then continue to have conversations about, you know, what's most appropriate as we move forward. So I will catch you guys up, keep you guys posted, whatever, as this all unfolds. Okay, so at this point we have gone to our CPA for the second time, and that is when we found out the numbers and all of that stuff. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through, you know, just like all the documents and stuff that we got back and what we owe and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as far as the documents that we get back everything that we gave to him. So not only do we get our actual tax return back, you know, because obviously, but we also get back, you know, all of the little documents and 1099 miscellaneous forms and W-2s and all of that we gave to him. So everything that we get back comes in like a big huge stack. And so I have that with me here. Everything literally was given back to us. I also have with me how much we owe the state and how much we owe the feds. So for the feds, we owe $7,305 to the Internal Revenue Service, and to the state of Georgia, we owe $2,342. So we get these little vouchers that we can just kind of like rip off the bottom part and put the little voucher slip in the mail and send it, you know, send our payment, our check or money order or whatever. But normally I just opt to pay online. Sometimes there is like a small fee, like a credit card processing fee. So to me, that's not really that much greater than sending this certified mail, which is what you have to do because it'll give you like a receipt saying when you sent it, as opposed to sending it regular mail, which you just put a stamp on it and just send it, and nobody knows like when you actually, you know, made the payment or sent the payment. So that's why certified mail is a thing. So I'll probably just pay these online, honestly. That's what I'll probably do, because that's pretty much what I do most years. So when I asked about like what the penalty is for paying taxes, like I'm like, talk to me about paying taxes quarterly or paying taxes or paying taxes yearly. And I was told that the penalty is not that great. I was told that this past year it was $20. So to me, I don't really know or think that I really care that much about whether I'm paying quarterly or whether I'm paying yearly, because it's the same amount. I mean, you know, plus or minus that $20 penalty, which of course that's the penalty for, you know, this year. I don't know what the penalty is for other years going forward or whatever, or past penalties, but for this past year it was $20. And so, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, either way, you got to pay the same amount, whether you pay quarterly or yearly. Honestly, the quarterly thing just slightly rubs me the wrong way, because in order for him to even have gotten the numbers that he got, so basically what he did is he took the amount that we owed the state and the amount that we owed the feds, and he divided it by 4, and he gave us these vouchers that we could pay to either of them on 4/15, 6/15, 9/15, and 1/15, and they are just a fourth of, you know, that overall amount that we had to pay to the IRS and to the state. So to me, I don't really like that, because it's really like, because I could end up, let's say the business doesn't do as well, then technically I could end up overpaying. So I mean, I'm not saying I'd rather overpay than underpay, but I for sure don't want the IRS to be, you know, having, or Georgia to be holding thousands of dollars or however much of my money when I can just keep that in my pocket. So because the penalty isn't that great, me personally, I'm probably just going to keep paying it yearly, and that's just going to be the route that we take, because I don't really see the significance in going off of the estimate. So when people pay their taxes quarterly, it's just an estimate based on what they earned the previous year, but that is based on the current tax laws. That is based on, at the time that the vouchers are given, that is based on their income, that is based on their expenses, and all of those things. And all of those are ever changing. Like, most people don't earn the same amount each year with their business and expend the same amount each year with their business. Also, the tax laws change quite frequently. So that's just an estimate, and I don't really care for estimates too much. So I just want the exact number. Give me the exact number. I will have saved the money anyway, because I know tax time is coming around, and what I won't do is make payments to the IRS or owe the IRS like past the time that it is time for me to file my taxes. So to me, it just kind of makes sense to just pay the lump sum and let that be the exact number and get it over with. So that might be how we move. I don't know. We'll still need to think about it and talk about it some more. But like I said, he did give us vouchers so that we could choose to take the quarterly route if we want to. And that's pretty much all that took place during the meeting. So we signed a paper saying that he filed our taxes based on the information that we gave him, and any other information, like if the IRS were to audit us or something like that, we would be held responsible. He's just filing taxes based on the information that we gave to him. So kind of like releases liability. We paid him $175 for filing our taxes in check form, and now we just pay the IRS for 2019. We can choose to start paying the IRS quarterly in 2020 and, you know, moving into 2021, and we just do it all again next year. So it's pretty easy. Getting back how much you owe, if you owe, isn't easy. But I mean, you know, that's not fun, but it's a pretty simple task. It's not as stressful as you would think, especially if you've kept up with your income and expenses and stuff from your business throughout the year. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Just wanted to update you guys on that. I don't think I've ever shared to that extent before, so I just wanted to do that today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.